We have an update now on the new Habor Bridge project. Crews at the precast yard in Robstown say they have just reached another major milestone, completing the first 1,000 concrete segments. 168 of those segments have already been transported to the construction site to be installed. And crews say they need a total of 2,600 of those concrete segments to make it all the way across the bridge, each one weighing 100 tons. Also, the new intersection for the Crosstown and I-37, as we said, intersection now under construction, and crews are also completing utility work on the Comanche Bridge. They say that should take about 3 weeks. The nearly $900 million bridge project still is expected to be finished sometime in 2021.